Hey everyone, welcome back to Travel Talk by TripToGo. I'm Simon, and today we're heading all the way to South Africa. We're joined by Jill Timberlake, a local DMC expert who knows the ins and outs of exploring South Africa. Get ready for some insider tips, cool stories, and maybe a few things you didn't know about this amazing destination. Thank you so much for joining us. Would you like to introduce yourself for everyone?
Hi, I'm Jill Timberlake, and I'm here to talk about South Africa.
So let's start with the big picture. What makes South Africa so special for travelers?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
Okay, so South Africa is probably one of the most versatile and dynamic destinations in the world because there's so much to see and do. I mean, one trip is never enough.
Definitely.
You go to Africa once, you will be back. For uniqueness, I mean, obviously the wildlife, we have all of the big five, including white and black rhino, which none of the other African countries have, you know. So we have beaches, we have winelands, we have culture, we have history. There is so much to see and do. And then, of course, cultures. If you like culture, my gosh, we've got 11 official languages in South Africa. You know,
Wow.
So that's 11 different cultures. All right, so that's, there's a lot to see and do and experience and learn, you know,
definitely.
in South Africa.
Definitely. How would you describe the ultimate South African adventure?
I think most people go to South Africa to experience the wildlife.
Yeah.
But yes, there's beautiful scenery in South Africa. I mean, the coastline, the Cape Town coastline is spectacular. Beautiful white powdery beaches with turquoise oceans. You have your beaches along, you know, the northern part of South Africa. Those beaches are also spectacular with warm water. So, but then you go inland and you've got beautiful mountains and high mountains. You know, the Drakensberg mountain range is, you know, it's the longest mountain range in Africa. We also have the very rugged mountains around Cape Town, which is like very scenic areas. We have desert with phenomenal landscapes. You see big, vast vistas of openness with dunes and wildlife in those dunes, you know. Yes, we have rivers, we have waterfalls, I think we have everything there is to offer as far as landscape goes. We've got forests, the biggest man-made forest in the world. So yeah, there's so much to offer.
For first-time travelers, what do you think are like the most popular or the must-see destinations?
First-time travelers obviously are going to Africa for the wildlife.
Yeah.
So the first place I would say definitely a must go to is Kruger National Park. It's the biggest park. Like I said, it's got all the big five. It's huge. I mean, it's millions of acres. And it's not so busy and overcrowded that you're going to have, you know, bumper to bumper situation like in Yellowstone or something like that. Okay. You can often drive for an hour or more and not even see another vehicle. So Kruger is so big and vast, and the animals are everywhere. You know, you never know what you're going to see around the next corner. I love Cape Town. You know, it's such a sophisticated city, beautiful beaches. The penguins, I mean, it's the only place in Africa that you can see penguins. And then you've got the winelands, so scenic, it's beautiful, you know. And obviously in the fall, really spectacular. You know, the photography opportunities in South Africa are just, I mean, unsurpassed. Just in the Kruger Park area alone, you've got 365 different types of birds. So yeah, Cape Town, definitely. Kruger, definitely. Those are the two must-sees for any person thinking this is my one and only trip to Africa.
Yeah.
Yes, those two.
Definitely. And in terms of hidden gems or off the beaten path places that people should see if they want to do multiple visits to South Africa, what do you suggest?
I love the Kalahari, sort of part of the Kalahari Desert, you know, the southern part of it. Once again, it's kind of a hidden gem. But you've got the scenery, which is beautiful, and you've got the wildlife. I mean, you've got giraffe, you've got lion, and then you've got different animals that occur there than in Kruger Park. All the animals in the national parks are indigenous to those parks. So you've got those type of animals that do not occur in Kruger National Park. So that's one place that I would, if you were going on a second trip or if you wanted to do an extended trip in South Africa. And if you like to hike, go and hike the Drakensberg mountain range. You know, there's some fantastic places. There's the Golden Gate. Depends on what you want to see and do.
Definitely. When most people think of South Africa, they think of like wildlife and adventure. What is the best way for travelers to experience like a safari? Like any tips for first-time travelers?
First-time travelers to South Africa, I really recommend taking in additional activities while you are there.
Yeah.
Set your pace of your safari in such a way that if some opportunities arise while you are there,
Yeah.
or you learn about something that you go, I might like to do that.
Yeah.
Make sure that you've got the time to include that in your trip. Maybe deviate from your original safari to include little, hot air ballooning over a wildlife preserve, or quad biking safari, or if you're an avid fisherman, go and catch a tigerfish, stuff like that. So definitely pace yourself. And I personally feel that, keep your group size to a smaller group size rather than too many people in the group, because I think you're going to lose some of that, ability to include a little side trip like game viewing on horseback. So, so I would say sort of 10 people max in the group, and then pace it. Don't cut yourself short on time. I would not recommend going for less than 8 nights. Add a day or two for something spectacular or different that might come along the way.
Mm-hmm. And you spoke about extra activities. Do you have any that are like you have to do them while you're on the safari, like the hot air ballooning or the quad biking? Like, is there anything similar to that?
Oh, okay. So yeah, absolutely. The activities that we do outside of Kruger Park is, it's on a private reserve, is the walk with the cheetah. Oh my God. Guys, It's amazing. It's not a caged cheetah. It's not on a leash. You go on his safari. It's a nature walk. You don't have to be super fit. The average person, as long as you can walk and, move along, you'll be fine. And you go out, follow this cheetah out into the bush while he does his rounds, and he marks his territory and stay out the way. Interact with him while he's on a nature walk. And that I think is pretty spectacular. Another amazing experience is Jessica the hippo. I mean, a lot of people think, hippos, they're like, they kill the most people in Africa. Myth. She's really amazing. She lives in a wild river with wild hippos. She has bred and had a baby, or had babies, and she's not in a cage. She chooses to come and interact with people. That's a very unique situation. I mean,
very. And in terms of accessibility for like families or even solo travelers, how accessible do you think these adventures are?
Absolutely 100% go. Whether you're solo, whether you're a family with kids, South Africa is very child friendly. In that there's so much to see and do. They're not cooped up in a vehicle all day, every day. Okay?
Yeah.
It gets old. I mean, it's wonderful to go and sit in a vehicle and just look at game all day, every day. But for children, it's a killer. They get restless, they get antsy, they get bored. So South Africa really has so much for kids to see and do. I mean, you can keep them busy all day, every day for 10, 15 days. There's that much to see and do. I mean, I really think children need to experience Africa. It's not just about the hands-on and the interaction, hands-on interaction. It's also about seeing other cultures and sitting back and going, I'm actually very privileged. I've seen it so many times where you get, teenage kids coming on, even young kids. I'm so lucky, aren't I? And I'm like, what do you mean? Wow, our life is so easy here compared to in Africa. Did I not just educate someone or change a perspective? I didn't even have to do it. Africa does it for me. So absolutely, I think it does. It changes children's perspective, people, adults as well, and it makes you feel less entitled, and it actually humbles you in many ways. But yeah, Africa is awesome. It's awesome for kids. It's awesome for solo travelers. you will make friends. There's lots of people and they're friendly people in Africa, and we love to drink a beer with you.
What kind of accommodations can travelers expect? So like from luxury to more budget-friendly options?
Obviously, we have the full range. You know, backpackers, camping, you can do it all. When you select your stay, you want to be aesthetically fitting in with the environment that you're in, okay?
Yeah.
So you want to feel, hey, I'm in Cape Town. So you could either have a hotel in the city, close to the V&A waterfront, so you're looking over the harbor and looking out, you know, up at Table Mountain in the backdrop. The whole vibe of the hotel, I do think, plays a huge part in part of your stay. I think also the decor of a hotel or lodge definitely also sets the mood. So, I mean, if you're more in the central city of Cape Town, you're going to find hotels that are more brightly colored, and it's depicting the Boerkaap, which is, you know, the historical Cape Malay area, you know, with the bright colored little houses and stuff. They're a bright, happy people. So the hotel there actually depicts that sort of vibe. When you go to your safari lodges, you want to feel like you're on safari. So a lot of the lodges are thatch roof, which is grass, you know, and also obviously the decor in the safari lodge. So most of the lodges out in the bush will give you that feeling of nature and, you know, a lot of natural woods and calm colors. And so yeah, I think choosing the correct stay, whether it be a lodge or a hotel, is very much part of your safari.
And in terms of any extraordinary stays that are very unique, do you have any in mind?
One of our, it's a 5-star accommodation facility in Kruger National Park, is Hamilton's. It's really very special because it's tented camp, luxury tented. I mean, it's definitely glamping, but you know, your whole feel is like, I'm out of Africa. You know, the out of Africa feel.
Yeah.
A very nice feeling, and it's a unique place to go. There are a lot of places like that. Within the whole of South Africa, whether you go to the winelands in the Cape Town, or, you know, there are some really unique lodges, and some of them are, I mean, reasonably priced.
So for getting around South Africa, is it better to rent a car? What do you suggest? Is it normalized to take domestic flights often?
I think the domestic flights is a very good idea, rather than driving from, let's say your itinerary includes Cape Town and Kruger Park. You're going to be driving forever because it's a long way. I mean, it's a 2.5-hour flight. So to cut down on days, and, you know, you can leave in the morning and be in your next destination by midday, and start enjoying the next destination that afternoon already. In terms of getting around, renting a car, there are many places that you can do self-drive. The only downside of that is I think you miss a lot. But when you stop to see a little animal, oh, what animal's that? I have no idea. Now you've got to look in the book, oh shoot, it's ran away. Whereas your guide, if you're on a guided trip, he'll tell you, oh, that's a steenbok. It's one of the tiny 10, you know, and give you all, and he lives in a small area and, you know, marks his little territory every single day, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I think definitely a guided trip, make use of a safari company, and definitely fly from one destination to another.
So for first-time visitors, how do you suggest planning their itinerary? Do you think city first? Do you think safari first? A mix of both? So
definitely include destinations that are suitable for the wildlife. Kruger Park, Kalahari, Pilanesberg. The most popular one obviously is Kruger National Park because it has all the big 5. As far as city life goes, I mean, Cape Town is known to be the mother city of South Africa. Definitely Cape Town, if you wanted to include a city. Places like, you know, up the coastline, Knysna, Port Elizabeth, those are also fabulous places, you know, to visit, as far as if you like the beach and, you know, as well as beautiful scenery. Definitely go for the wildlife and then add a Cape Town or one of the other routes. Yeah.
All right. South African cuisine is very diverse. What are some must-try dishes you think everyone should try when they come?
We have good food in South Africa, like really good food, and it's our favorite. this is now up in the wildlife area.
Okay.
Your favorite thing, and everywhere else too, is a braai. A braai is a barbecue. So we love to barbecue and sit around the fire. That's very South African. So at the barbecues, some of the must-tries is pap. Looks like mashed potatoes, but it's not mashed potatoes. It's ground corn, okay? It's one of our staple starches in South Africa. Kind of like grits, but it's smoother than grits. So definitely you want to try pap and sheba. And sheba is the gravy that goes with pap. Okay. And it's like a tomato. So it's tomatoes and onions, cooked up together and with salt and pepper and a bit of spices. And you eat that with your pap and your meat. So that is very typical of a braai. We also do braai broodjies, which is basically a toasty, bread with some cheese and tomato grilled on the fire, on the coals. So that's a roasted broodjie. Some of the other dishes that you really need to try is baboti. Baboti is kind of like a curry. It's a type of curry. It's a yellow curry.
Okay.
And it's basically ground beef, and it's got like a beaten egg topping, and then it's baked in the oven, so it's ground beef. It really is good. It's almost like a meatloaf. And then we've got the game meats as well, which are fantastic. A lot of the lodges, especially in the safari areas, will serve, like kudu or wildebeest or,
Wow.
interesting cuisine and actually very good. I really think you'll enjoy. And then there's also local dishes, but I'm not going to go into that because you will not know what walkie-talkies are. And I've got you curious, right?
A little bit, yeah. How can travelers experience local culture beyond just sightseeing, and where should travelers go to get a feel for like local art and music?
During your travels in South Africa, whether you be in Cape Town, Kruger Park area, you are going to experience all that. You will see local traditions. You will see local culture every which way you turn. It's always there. You cannot escape it. From the way people dress, souvenirs that they have on the side of the road where you can go shopping and get little souvenirs, handmade stuff. Culture is everywhere. When you're driving along the road, you're going to see culture. I mean, ladies walking along with a baby strapped to her back. She's carrying 2 bags and she's got this huge pile of firewood on her head walking down the road. You will see culture. You cannot escape it. Just being in like at the V&A waterfront, you're going to hear locals with drums, marimba drums, or, singing and dancing, traditional singing and dancing. It's everywhere. You will see it, you will experience it, and you won't forget it.
Are there any festivals or events that travelers should plan around throughout the year if they're visiting South Africa?
I don't think you necessarily have to plan your trip around a festival, but if you are in Cape Town or wherever and there is a festival going, definitely, go and see it.
Yeah.
One of my favorites is the Cape Carnival Festival. We call it the Kaapse Klops. A lot of singing and dancing and, it really is a fun festival. All sorts of festivals in different, destinations in South Africa. But go online, check out what the festival is that you're interested in and see when it's running. And, if it falls within your dates, definitely go and enjoy it.
For travelers that want meaningful souvenirs instead of kind of like touristy stuff, what do you suggest that are more like authentic that they could get from South Africa and bring home?
Oh, we have a lot of really good artists and, people that hand make unique items for souvenirs. In my area, for instance, I'm up in the Kruger Park area. You have kaross. Kaross is embroidery. Now, part of our black culture in that area is embroidery. Even 100 years ago, their cloths that they wore, the clothing would all be embroidered with and without beads. So kaross started just after we had horrible droughts and then we had floods and long time ago. One of the local farmers' wives actually thought, she's going to start a little business for them to supplement their income. Often during their lunchtime, they will sew, and do embroidery. So she started a business called Karas, and it has grown so much. And now it's all done by locals, black ladies and men, supplementing their income with embroidery. They get the yarn and the piece of fabric and they've got local artists drawing the pictures on it, whether it's a zebra, and it's all kind of op art, but it's really cool stuff. And then whoever's collecting, whether it's a lady or a man, will take the yarn and the fabric home, and in their time embroider it. It's then brought back, and then they convert it into pillows, placemats, duvets. That is very special because not only are you helping the community, but it's also a piece that will last you forever. I mean, I have placemats in my lodge, and they get washed. Every time they use, they get washed, and they are still good. The colors don't fade. We also have some really talented artists in our area that we've taken, like collected a piece of wood from the bush, taken it to one of our sculptors, and if you tell him, I want a giraffe, or I want a elephant, or I want a scene, I want some buffalo and some giraffe in a bush, he'll carve it. He's somewhere along the line, he got a dental kit, and his vision is amazing. I mean, I've got some pieces in the lodge that are just amazing.
Now it's time to give our viewers some practical tips for planning their trip to South Africa. Is South Africa easy and safe for solo travelers or women traveling alone?
Yes, provided you're with a guided trip.
Yeah.
Guided tour, or whether it's a private safari or in a group situation.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very safe. I mean, when you're on a guided trip, you're basically you're with a guide 24/7.
Yeah.
They stay at the same hotels. They stay with you. They move around with you, take you to the places of interest. So yes, I do believe solo travelers, no problem. Lady travelers, no problem.
Yeah.
It's easy.
And what's the entry process like? Visas, vaccinations, travel requirements?
So South Africa is actually so easy to travel through. You need a passport.
Yeah.
When you look at your passport, make sure it's valid for at least 6 months after your arrival in South Africa. Have a minimum of 2 blank pages in your passport. There's no visa to be acquired ahead of time unless you have a Mexican passport, and there are some passports that you do, but Canadian, USA, you don't need a visa to apply for a visa ahead of time.
Okay.
On arrival in South Africa, when you go through customs, they will stamp your passport with a 3-month visa, so you cannot stay longer than 3 months. Then as far as shots go, there's no mandatory shots for South Africa. Depending on the area that you're going to, like if you're going to Kruger Park area, I do recommend malaria preventatives. It's a pill you take, go to a travel doctor, but you don't need yellow fever, you don't need all these shots or anything. There's no mandatory shots, but I do recommend malaria preventative. That's it.
Great.
Simple, easy breezy.
Yeah. And what's your message to our TripToGo travelers who are planning a visit to South Africa?
Go. Go quickly. It's amazing. Book that trip.
Yeah.
Go and have the time of your life. It will be your best vacation ever. Sorry, all these other countries, but it really is. I hear it all the time. Best vacation ever.
If this conversation inspired your next adventure, don't forget to subscribe to TripToGo. Follow us for more insider interviews and check out our amazing weekly deals and giveaways to make your next trip unforgettable. Travel smart with TripToGo.